While most birds bring peace and joy to our planet with their beautiful colors and voices, some seem to be literally sent from hell. The birds that particularly made it to this list are notorious for using their intelligence, lightning speed, sharp talons, and beaks to terrorize their fellow animals and even humans to death. Welcome to another episode of Forever Green, and if you're wondering about the deadliest bird in the world, you'll want to stick around for number 1, because this bird is actually more intelligent than some humans when it comes to breaking bones. So sit back and let's take a look at these precarious birds. Emu. Emus are large-sized birds that are generally friendly and curious, but like all other nice creatures, they have their limits. When they want to attack, they do so mercilessly. Emus can weigh up to 150 pounds. Most of their weight is packed within their thigh muscles and legs. The full weight of their legs is felt when they deliver a kick on their perceived threat. Their kicks are known to tear down even metal fencing. Now imagine the kind of harm one kick could do to another animal or humans. Emus also have very sharp claws that inflict further injuries on their victims, or even worse, death. In 2009, more than 100 reports of emu attacks in the zoos, parks, and emu farms were made. They also have a speed of 30 miles per hour, which is something you'd like to keep in mind if you feel the urge to steal one of their huge dark green eggs. Redtailed Hawk. Red-tailed hawks are commonly found in Alaska, West Indies, and North America. They happen to be very intelligent birds of prey. Despite their small size, the red-tailed hawks are vicious hunters. They mostly feed on snakes, birds, squirrels, and rats. They're also very protective when it comes to their nests. These birds perceive humans as a threat. That also means that even walking past their nests is considered a crime in their book. And the fact that they make their homes in open areas doesn't make it any easier. Pets are not safe either, especially if they're cats. They are equipped with powerful, sharp talons that are capable of causing serious injuries to their victims. If you think this bird is dangerous, wait until you see number 1. It's actually deadly by accident. Australian magpie. There are different kinds of magpies, such as the American magpies and Eurasian magpies, but none of these are as deadly as the Australian magpies. They are, hands down, one of the most irritable birds on the planet. During the spring, people living in the suburbs are forced to wear wide-brimmed hats or carry umbrellas to avoid serious injuries from a magpie attack. Cyclists have to fit their helmets with spikes because an Australian magpie attack could easily cause an accident. And frankly, nobody wants that. So better safe than sorry. What is more interesting is that the Australian magpies don't just dive bomb on any runner, cyclist, or pedestrian. They're selective in whom they attack. Sadly, you'll just never know if it'll be your lucky day or not. They usually attack to protect their nests. Australian magpies are endowed with sharp beaks and talons which they use to claw and bite their target. These results in bloodshed and severe injuries in the skin and eyes. A man in Queensland lost his life after an Australian magpie stabbed him in the neck, thereby injuring his spinal cord. Golden Eagle. Golden eagles are large birds of prey that mostly roam in the northern hemisphere. They are commonly viewed as the symbol of freedom and strength. They make their homes in the highest trees and cliffs. Golden eagles are able to glide for a couple of hours without rest. They are certainly not picky eaters. They will go for whichever prey their sharp eyesight is fixated on. The size of the prey is never a worry for them. Although they mostly go for smaller animals such as snakes, rabbits, or other birds or tortoises, with a speed of up to 150 miles per hour, it is difficult for such a bird to miss a meal. While the powerful grip in their sharp talons can carry up to 2 kilograms, golden eagles have been seen attacking larger mammals, such as bear cubs or even deer. They usually carry their prey to higher heights, drop them, and let gravity take over. The eagle will then land and feed on the prey. Their large nests are also heavily guarded, so any animal coming close to them will be met with sharp talons and sharp-hooked beaks. Snowy owl. Snowy owls are one of the biggest owls on the planet. They get their name from their many soft, snow-white feathers. With their little fluffy heads, snowy owls are absolutely stunning to say the least. But don't let this fool you. Snowy owls get very aggressive in the face of danger. They're very territorial And when they get in a bad mood, not even coffee can fix it. They even end up scaring away the very predators that are after them. They have very sharp talons that can cause serious injuries on the heads and eyes of those they swoop down upon. They mostly kill small pets, birds, and even livestock when they get hungry. Barred owl. Barred owls are also known as striped owls. Due to their size, barred owls mainly aim for smaller animals. They have specialized wings that allow them to fly silently. They are therefore able to execute their ambush without their prey hearing them approaching. Barred owls become aggressive when they are disturbed or when any animal or human gets too close to their nest. In such cases, the barred owls do not hesitate to deal with their perceived threat. Their go-to method involves dive bombing on their victim's head. The barred owl will then proceed to claw, squeeze, and peck their target. Their sharp talons cause extreme injuries on the head that may lead to the ultimate death of their victim. Crowned eagle. Crowned eagles are commonly referred to as the leopards of the skies. You and I both know that only a vicious creature can be given such a title. Crowned eagles mostly feed on monkeys, but they will hunt larger prey, including, and not limited to, humans. They even go for antelopes weighing as much as 30 kilograms. With their large, sharp, and strong talons, crowned eagles tear apart their prey on the ground and ferry them in pieces to their nests. Their talons are also strong enough to crush a skull. In one of the nests of an African crowned eagle, the skull of a child was found. On a different occasion, a 7-year-old was ambushed and attacked by a crowned eagle. Within a matter of seconds, the eagle had the boy's throat and chest. Luckily, some passers-by were able to come to his rescue by beating the ferocious birds to death. In the late 90s, several other cases were reported. European herring gull. European herring gulls are usually guilty of 2 crimes: stealing food and attacking human beings. They are particularly more aggressive during the nesting period. The sad news is that they nest in residential areas, which makes humans an automatic threat to the birds. A European herring gull could attack you just to get their beaks on food. Opening a bag of fries is an invitation to a dive bomb by a European herring gull. Those attacked by these birds were found to have deep cuts in their face and even inside their mouths, since they go as far as stealing the food right off your mouth. With a diving speed of 40 miles per hour and razor-sharp bills that are up to 2.5 inches long, the injuries inflicted by a European herring gull are far from minor. Their bills make cuts that are deep enough to cause bloodshed. It's even worse when a European herring gull feels threatened, because it will result in calling for backup and proceed to attack as a team. Trust me, you wouldn't want that. For pets and tortoises, European herring gulls end up pecking them to death. The good news is that sometimes they send a warning sign before attacking. In case you're wondering what that warning sign is, well, it involves emptying their bowels on you. Ugh. Crow. Crows are black, bold, beautiful, and absolutely deadly. They mostly feed on grubs, insects, and worms, but from time to time they may pick a larger target. Crows have been known to fearlessly steal meat right off their predators' mouths. But what makes them deadly is their intelligence. Crows boast a very remarkable memory. When it comes to their attackers, they never forget their face. Even throwing a stick or stone at them will give you a direct ticket to their black book. When one of their own kind is killed, the remaining crows will go out of their way to find out who was responsible for their fellow crow. And once they figure it out, they launch an attack on the murderer. What follows is a revenge served cold. Blue jay. Blue jays are sweet, delightful little birds with vibrant blue feathers. Watching them take a bath is such a sight to behold. Blue jays are the true representation of looks that can be deceiving. They're certainly not the kind of birds you'd think could cause any harm, but these birds do not even shiver at the sight of their predators. Blue jays can be very hostile, and especially if you're standing in the way of their food. These adorable little thieves mainly feed on insects, corns, and they go absolutely nuts for nuts. Blue jays are known to peck the chicks of other birds to death, which probably explains why they're protective of their own nests. Great Northern Loon. Great Northern Loons are large diving birds that are commonly found in the lakes of North America and Europe. They are so fearless that they even attack their own predators, especially sea otters and bald eagles. What makes them deadly is the sharp spear-like bills that they possess. These bills are what they use to spear their prey, mainly fish. The bills are said to be so tough that they were once used by North American Indians to make arrowheads. When two male great northern loons fight, there is likely to be a 30% death rate.
No, I'm filming the loon!
You scared me.
An ornithologist lost his life when he placed ID rings on the legs of some great northern loons. Birds thought he was a predator, but one of them stabbed him with the beak. The beak went through his rib cage and straight into his heart. Peregrine Falcon. If you've been looking for the fastest bird on the planet, this right here is your answer. The Peregrine Falcons have a spectacular dive that is achieved at a neck-breaking speed of 240 miles per hour. This speed is used when hunting ducks, pigeons, or shorebirds. With that kind of speed, they easily get away with stealing prey from other birds. Peregrine falcons will mostly settle on the highest perch, waiting and monitoring their prey before launching in an aerial assault. These furiously fast birds strike the prey with their feet hard enough to stun or even kill the prey. Sometimes they carry the prey and bite it on the neck to kill it. Before we move on, I have a short challenge for you. If you liked this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Forevergreen for more videos like this, and you'll have 10 years of incredible luck. Try it. It actually works. Great Horned Owl. Great horned owls are the most aggressive owls and are very protective of their nest. They've been known to execute high-profile attacks on unsuspecting joggers who take trails that are in the vicinity of their nests. While they mostly feed on small animals, they occasionally go for larger prey. Their sharp talons have a clutching force of up to 500 psi. That's the equivalent to the bite of a large dog, which also means that it's enough to cause disfiguration, permanent damage, or even death to the victim. Mute Swan. Mute swans are among the largest waterfowls on the planet, and it's not even debatable that they are also one of the most graceful creatures, and especially when two of them come so close together to form a heart shape. But when it comes to their nesting period, they are far from nice. They become very protective and aggressive. When they start hissing, well, that might be your last sign to back off. Mute swans have powerful wings with a wing spread of up to 2.8 meters. These beautiful white wings are what they use to strike. When these wings come into contact with your eyes, or when they use their muscular necks on an animal, or even deliver a painful bite with their beaks, you will wish you had just fed bread to the ducks instead. All you'll hear after that is a triumphant sound that they let out once they're able to shoo you away. One Anthony Hensley is a victim of a fatal swan attack. The swans attacked his kayak and prevented him from swimming towards the shore, causing him to drown. Harpy Eagle. Harpy eagles are usually found in South America and boast of being the strongest eagles on the planet. What's ironic is that despite being among the largest and most dangerous eagles, they're said to have never killed a man. With a flying speed of at least 50 miles per hour, they are bound to cause damage upon landing on their prey. These birds prefer carrying their whole prey to their nest. Like most eagles, their talons are their weapons. These talons are shaped like meat hooks and can be as long as 5 inches. Their grip is also very strong. Not just strong, but strong enough to crush bones, which could instantly kill their prey.
If you look at these monster feet, you can really understand how they dispatch their prey so quickly.
They're also very protective of their nest. A BBC cameraman was once perceived as a threat to the nest of a Harpy Eagle, so it attacked him. By the time the Harpy Eagle was done with him, the cameraman was not a happy man. In fact, he was almost unconscious. His saving grace was the Kevlar stab-proof vest he had on. Griffon Vulture. Whenever you hear the word vulture, the first thing that probably comes to mind is the fact that they're scavengers. They have such a great sense of smell that they can smell a dead animal from miles away. Sometimes they don't even let the animal that did the hunting have the first bite. But Griffon vultures wouldn't be entrusted with the most important role of cleaning up the savannah if they were not so good at it. Once they get their head under the skin, they can devour a carcass in as little as 45 minutes. Poof, gone. They are said to have a bald head, so that no cleaning is needed once they're done. If need be, Griffon vultures hunt for themselves. In northern Spain, they were spotted killing livestock, and especially the helpless newborn calves. Pitahui. In the jungles of Papua New Guinea lie the most poisonous bird on the planet. Pitahui carry a poison within their skin and feathers, just like the one that is found in poison dart frogs. It is by far the most dangerous poison. The neurotoxin agent is known as batrachotoxin. What's more interesting is that these birds are not born with the poison. They get it from the small beetles that they feed on. Surprisingly, this toxin doesn't affect them. It is believed to keep parasites and bacterial infections away, but a small amount of it could easily cause paralysis, cardiac arrest, or worse, death. Just a touch of the feathers will leave you with a tingling, burning sensation. The locals refer to pitahuis as rubbish birds. Ostrich. This would not be complete without mentioning the world's largest bird. Standing at 7 feet, the size of an ostrich in itself is intimidating. It may not fly, but it sure can run. And not just run, but run at a speed of 43 miles per hour. So when they start stamping their feet and flaring their wings, you better take off. Ostriches are no fans of intruders. Contrary to what most people think, they won't bury their heads in the sand. Their two-toed legs can deliver kicks that are powerful enough to crush the rib cage, puncture the lungs, and kill their target in seconds. These very kicks have killed lions before and are responsible for the deaths of about 3 people yearly. Southern Cassowary. The southern cassowary takes the crown as the world's deadliest bird. This is because their third toe has a dagger-like claw. That alone is reason enough to never provoke a cassowary. They are very aggressive, even in captivity. One kick is enough to cut open the skin, break bones, cause internal injuries, or worse, death. They never back down from a fight. They will charge, kick, peck, jump on their target, and even headbutt. In 2012, a tourist in Queensland was kicked off a ledge and into the water by a southern cassowary. In 1926, 2 brothers threw a tick at a cassowary that ended up killing one of them after slashing his jugular vein. Lamergaier. Lamergaiers are also known as bearded vultures, and just to make it clear, they are as fierce as they look. They are said to rub soil containing iron oxide to give them a fiery, evil look. Being vultures, they mostly feed on carrion, but the Lamergaiers are usually more interested in the bone marrow. They grab the bones, fly to the highest point, and drop the bone on the rock. This results in broken bones, which gives them easy access to marrow. They also do the same to turtles to free them from their shells. You need to stay clear of their path, especially if you're bald. Here's why. Athenian Aeschylus was at the south coast of Sicily when he died, after a tortoise hit his head. The Lamergaier carrying the tortoise saw his bald head as a smooth rock. And that's it for the 20 deadliest birds in the world. Which of these birds do you think is the deadliest? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next one!